Hi guys.
Hi guys, it's Patty and Janine.
So today we're going to talk about the Trump attempted assassination and, just our thoughts coming out of it. So what did you think, Janine?
I mean, just watching that, I mean it's shocking, but then it's not unheard of, as Biden said, because this has happened in the past numerous times with Lincoln, with JFK, with Reagan,
Yeah.
now Trump. Like
It's not an unheard of threat. So the thing is,
it's happened to sitting presidents.
Yeah.
So, like, unheard of. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, my first thing was like, oh, incredible that he turned his head at that exact moment, because
that saved him.
Yeah, he was saved. It was almost like, a hand of God moved his head, but for an inch, he would be dead.
Yeah.
If he turned his head the other way, that would have been it. So that is incredible. I found Biden's comment afterwards so tepid, so uninspiring. But
underwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, I think the assassination has distracted us all from the media's discovery of Biden's dementia. Even though it seems to have been going on for
alleged dementia.
alleged dementia. But in our book, it's been going on for quite a while. So for the media suddenly to be panicked, shocked by Biden's, decline is really silly. But anyway, we've all been distracted from that by the shooting. So what did we find out very quickly after the shooting? We watched a witness who had approached the conference from the outside. He didn't have tickets to go in, but he approached from the outside.
And he saw the shooter going up the building,
onto
scaling the roof.
Like,
he was like pointing at this shooter to the Secret Service. He was like, "Secret Service, hello, there's a guy scaling the roof with a rifle.
You might want to check him out."
Yeah.
And so he was alerting the police, the Secret Service, and apparently they were kind of ignoring him, and this guy was seemingly allowed to get into position and shoot before anybody did anything. Also, the position that he shot from is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that they didn't have that covered. Yeah. Because where is somebody going to shoot you from? They're going to shoot from a high place, from a roof, from a window.
Like, head of the Secret Service say it was for security reasons for our Secret Service agents. Are you not, like, look, your job is to protect like who you're supposed to protect, in this case Trump. So
just because
I'm shocked at her response to it. Oh, because it was putting our Secret Service agents' lives at risk because they were on a slanting roof.
Yeah, but the shooter managed to get on the slanted
the shooter
roof.
managed to get on the slanted roof. Shoot, I mean, I would say quite well, because if Trump hadn't moved his head, he would have been dead.
Yeah, absolutely. So the head of Social Security has got a lot to answer for. A lot of people are criticizing the fact that there were a lot of female Secret Service agents, and they just weren't matched up to Trump, because I think Trump's quite tall. I think he's well over 6 foot, and you've got these little, like, much shorter female Secret Service agents like trying to surround him, but his whole head and shoulders are above them. Now, if you're trying to stop an errant bullet, you're not going to do that. Also, there was that video that went viral of the Secret Service agent trying to holster her gun and not being able to. These didn't look like very competent agents, basically. And so And then what really shocked me was that they asked her, so how are you going to change things up for this conference that they're doing? There's a Republican conference now. And they were like,
the
no.
RNC, right?
Yeah, they're like, no, business as usual. No, because business as usual failed.
Yeah.
You failed. There was an assassination attempt, and luckily the shooter didn't hit his target, but not because, you know, you took him out, but because he failed in the shots. Like, you know, there are lots of unanswered questions that everybody, and I feel like the difference in our age compared to any previous assassination attempts is that they cannot doctor what we are exposed
because
to.
it's all over the internet, like conflicting views, you know.
Yeah.
But I have like issues with people like saying, oh, it's such a shame he missed. Like, the shooter missed. Are you kidding me? Like, you may disagree with Trump. You may not like him as a person. You may, you know, not like his policies. You don't want to vote for him. You think he's off, all of that. But
why do you want him dead?
Yeah, it's just the most cruel and inhumane thing.
Like, can we just like agree to disagree in this world without actually wanting our opponents dead? I mean,
yeah, like what world are we living in? I thought this was a democracy.
Like, why
does he have to be dead? Why? Because Biden is incapable of, like, you know, and running up against him?
And they're calling him like Hitler, and basically if he gets in, it won't be a democracy. Like, what do you think you have now? Like, can anybody tell me who is actually running the country? Because there is no way that Biden is running the country at this moment.
Like, surely you see that, right? Anyway, but yeah, like, there was this streamer, Destiny, in particular, who went like viral saying such horrific things that he is glad that someone who is supporting Trump died, because I think he said that you know, he is going to laugh at any Trump supporter dying or something like that. Like, you can correct me in the comments if like it's a bit wrong, but the general idea is that he's happy that someone who was pro-Trump died.
Despicable.
Like, you cannot, as I said, you cannot like Trump, you can hate Trump, but to the point of wanting him dead, like, what kind of person are you?
Well, that's a similar view to the actual shooter then.
Yeah.
You're a danger to society then.
And then other people saying, oh, well, you know, his policies are going against him. I thought he was the one who wanted guns and stuff. And
yeah. I mean, you know, there are conspiracy theories on both sides. There are some people think it was a complete setup, a complete like fake scenario that the Republicans kind of like set it up to make Trump more sympathetic to his audience. I don't know. There's that, which seems crazy from like everything we saw. That does not seem credible. Then there are other conspiracy theories saying that the Democratic apparatus, the Democrat apparatus is getting desperate, obviously, because, you know, Biden is plummeting in the polls, and who have they got to replace him? Who now, especially, like, one thing is if Trump had died and they were running Biden or a replacement of Biden against, you know,
a replacement of Trump.
A replacement of Trump. But to like come into the game like now and go against Trump, who basically got shot at and then stood up and punched the air and said fight.
Yeah.
You know, I think he won himself so many like votes just on that reaction alone, because people are like, yeah, I respect that. That is awesome. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because imagine what he must have been going through in that situation. Like, oh my gosh,
He didn't know whether
there was a bullet that just went like across,
Yeah.
like an inch from my like brain. I could have died just now.
Yeah,
But you wouldn't even realize that in that moment. You would have just like been, oh my gosh, there's blood coming from my ear. I don't know what to do. You get up and you say fight, and you're showing like strength for the American people.
Yeah.
It's just so admirable.
It's admirable because you know that he's not going to give up. He's not going to give up. He's not going to let some random shooter make him step down. And like as you say, in that moment, he didn't know whether it was over. Like somebody had shot at him. One person had shot at him. Maybe there was another in the audience. Maybe there were other shooters. You know, he didn't know, and yet he stood there and punched the air.
It's totally admirable. Like, you can like him or dislike him, but you can't deny that was like the ultimate show of strength.
It was an iconic moment, and
also the photo of him like with the flag behind him punching the air. I mean,
but basically, I feel like what a lot of Americans are like, a lot of Americans are disillusioned by, you know, the whole Biden situation, the disastrous state of America in this moment. And to see somebody who is equally being persecuted, because, you know, it's become really difficult in America to just like maintain a decent quality of life. And, you know, you've got this guy who has been persecuted. He's had everything thrown at him, court cases, bullets, and still he rises. Still he gets up and punches the air, and he's like, no, this is not going to stop me. I have one goal, and that's like, you know, make America great again. And I think people are getting on board like this time round more than last time round. Like, you know, like if you weren't into politics, Trump may have seemed like a bit of a joke candidate at one time. But now, after everything he's been through, after everything we have been through in the last 4 or 5 years, you know, this is looking very desperate for the Democrats, and I'm worried they're going to try something, you know, desperate.
Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the guy who died, the firefighter.
Yeah, and those who are critically injured as well. I think there are two people who were critically injured.
Yeah, and our thoughts and prayers with them, and thoughts and prayers with, you know, Trump, that nothing else happens. You know,
that he can conduct his campaign in a normal, decent manner. Like, whether you want to vote for him or not, I feel like we need the freedom to hear him, to not be propagandized and not be forced to vote for, like, you know, somebody because we're being manipulated. Just give people the freedom. I heard that RFK Jr. is now getting Secret Service. Well, about time. He's a presidential candidate. And after everything, you know, that happened in his family, the fact that Biden did not give him Secret Service protection before now is outrageous.
Yeah. So on that note, on that joyful note, we're going to say bye. Please like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah, tell us your comments. Tell us, like, your views and
your reaction.
Yeah.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, and subscribe. We love you.
Bye.